I'm Nisha Jones, I'm the Director of Transition, and we're delighted to be coming back to the fantastic King's Place for a week of performances in November. Transition present concerts and operas with integrated and live film and video. One aspect of Transition's work is in exploring new and emerging technologies and integrating those into experimental 20th century and contemporary works, and a couple of those projects we're bringing to King's Place for the Out Here programme next year, early next year. Another strand of our work is in staging song cycles and collections of songs, and it's three of those projects that we're bringing to King's Place at the end of November. These performances are part of our current series Innocence and Experience, and so for example on the 26th, Friday the 26th of November, we have a staged performance of Britten's amazing 1953 song cycle Winter Words, together with Finzi's Young Man's Exhortation, which was written during the 20s, and Tippett's Boyhood's End, first performed by Britten and Peter Pears in 1944. In staging song cycles, we give these performances a context or a narrative background, and so the setting here is a night watchman during the night in an abandoned railway. It was somebody I met actually, who was a security guard in a railway which was in that moment between closure and demolition, and he described the nostalgia of the railway and of the station, and the life still there, the ghostly feeling of people still passing through, and quite an exceptional man actually. He would spend the night reading poetry. So this really gave us a context for these songs, which all deal with similar themes of nostalgia, regret, the passing of time, a sense of something lost, a lost innocence or lost childhood. And we're lucky enough to have James Gilchrist and Anna Tilbrook performing these absolutely beautiful, beautiful songs. Saturday, we really have the opposite of that. We're staging a performance of songs by Peri, who was writing obviously at the turn of the 16th to 17th centuries, and he was one of a group who were exploring this new emerging form, opera, and specifically setting songs and this new idea of recitative. Now these songs were written for private performance, and the point of them was to show off the great skills of the performer, and so they demonstrate great extremes of emotion, from joy to despair. And it occurred to me that the one group who is most prone to these great extremes are adolescents. Teenage girl who is going through those first agonies and ecstasies of love. It's set during a summer vacation, which at that stage in life just seems like the greatest amount of time possible. and so our young protagonist hurls herself between abject despair and total joy, and these songs really are amazing and feel so fresh and contemporary. The accompaniment itself is astonishing. We have a cicerone and baroque guitar, harps, a bray harp and a triple strung harp, and a viola da gamba and a lirone, which is an instrument I hadn't come across before, a 13-stringed instrument of which you play 4 strings simultaneously. The sound is so fresh and immediate and instant. They're incredibly contemporary feeling, these songs, and particularly when performed by Fflur Wyn, who really conjures up the world of the teenager in this most extraordinarily convincing way. So then on Thursday night we have something a bit different, because here we have something that's already a narrative. Claire Booth is performing Poulenc's Voymen from 1959, and actually this was originally a collaboration with Opera North Projects, which is why it's being performed in translation. Translation is not something we would normally do in transition, because we are using projection, and one of the benefits, the sidelines if you like, is being able to project the translations. So pretty much religiously we do perform in the original language, but there is something to be said, I think, for translating this particular piece in its feeling of being a dramatic monologue. We are pairing up La Voymen with Berio's Sequenza No. 3 for soprano, which really pushes the performer to extremes of technical and probably psychological endurance. In between the Voymen and the Sequenza, we are putting Berio's very surprising Petite Suite, which he wrote in 1947 when still a student, and it doesn't sound really at all like the Berio that we've come to know and love, but it's fascinating for that, and shows very strong influences of Debussy, Poulenc, and it's a very nice link in a way between these two portrayals of women of a certain age, really on the brink of a nervous breakdown. So we have 3 evenings, 3 very, very different areas of repertoire, and if you like, 3 very different stages of life. So the love-struck teenager, the great and grandiose passions of this girl who is very much an artistic sensibility, creating all kinds of imaginative worlds in her bedroom and suffering intensely. We have a woman at that very, very dangerous area between youth and middle age, and a delicate time for all, and then a man later in life looking back on childhood and lost innocence, times of warmth, colour and joy, if you like, in the winter of his years. So we're very pleased to be coming back to King's Place. It's a wonderful venue and really perfect for our kind of work, which mixes technology and live music performance. It's a fantastic acoustic, it's a wonderful team, and frankly we're absolutely looking forward to it.